Hi, I'm Monica Mendoza. I'm the city government reporter for the Colorado Springs Gazette. I'm here with George Culpepper. George was hired December 18th by the City Council to assist them with research for policy development. He was fired on January 9th by Mayor Steve Bach after he called Alaska Airlines to ask some questions about their stance on marijuana at the airport. And George was, Mr. Culpepper was doing some research for the City Council as they were wanting to put together an ordinance related to marijuana and the Colorado Springs Airport. So let's talk, George, about what was going on. Today, the Chief of Staff said that there was never a formal settlement or a buyout offer made to you, and the mayor said there never would be. Is that true?
Well, you know, whether the mayor thinks there's going to be an offer or not, I mean, clearly that's in his purview, but the statement that there was never a formal offer is completely false. In fact, you know, based on the information that was provided to me last week, was the sole reason why I opted not to pursue the matter with the City Council in an executive session and asking for it to be open for to the public. So I completely disagree with what was stated today. In fact, the Human Resources Director emailed me and stated that there was an agreement. And that the agreement, he's sorry the agreement couldn't come today, but that it would come tomorrow, and that he would get that to me as soon as possible. And he also called and left a voicemail on my phone, stating that he was acting on behalf of the mayor, and that there were terms that were offered, and that I needed to call him back.
Did the Human Resources Director ever say what the agreement was, or how much was being offered, or what was being offered? I was
offered $12,100 for roughly 3 months compensation, and I was also offered 3 months of benefits, which included health care and dental, which was far more important to me because of my family. And in addition, the city agreed to not have me terminated, but in fact come to a mutual agreement that I would, that essentially it was, it just didn't work out. Those were the terms.
Okay.
Clearly there's a lot of individuals within the mayor's administration that knew about those terms. Several of them actually approached me about those terms, and I certainly will express those tomorrow.
Well, how did they express to you that this offer was no longer on the table? Did they call you, or did they?
That was a conversation originally between the city attorney's office and my attorney.
Do you believe that this is a breach of contract, and do you have sort of a next step on what you might do?
Well, there clearly was that the city presented a request to me to prevent me from doing an action because of what I believe that the city felt that it would create major problems for the city.
And to be clear, that action was you were going to talk about it in public.
That's
at the a special city council meeting last week.
That's correct.
Okay.
And so to avert that, the city offered a deal to prevent me from doing that.
Did the Human Resources Director or the mayor ever tell you specifically why you were being fired?
Yes. Well, in a roundabout way, they decided to send a courier to my home to deliver the message of why I was terminated.
And what did it say?
It said, "Your recent improper act in contacting Alaska Airlines directly about the Colorado Springs airport position on recreational marijuana was so egregious and so seriously damaging to the airport's relationship with Alaska Airlines and other potential airlines serving the community that termination is warranted. Please arrange a time with Bernard Asu, Human Resources Manager, to return city property issued to you to collect personal belongings from the workspace and discuss pay and benefits." But it's interesting to me that my immediate supervisor and 9 council members kept telling me that I was doing a great job. And I was told that I was doing a great job. No one had a bad thing to say about me. But then I get this. For someone who had no direct impact with me, to tell me, didn't even have a courtesy to call me. I didn't even get a written warning. I didn't get a counseling, a phone call. I didn't get anything except for a termination letter, because I was doing what I was asked to do on an issue that mattered most to not just Colorado Springs residents, but to the state of Colorado.
Well, tell us why you called Alaska Airlines.
The Department of Justice clearly stated in their memo to the state of Colorado that we will not do anything about the sale of retail marijuana unless that product, quote unquote, leaves this state and goes to other illegal states, the rest of the United States.
Okay.
And I told him, I said, you don't want to be the reason that the federal government comes in and shuts this down. Colorado Springs doesn't want to be that reason, because people will not like it. They will not like it. The citizens of the state spoke. They spoke clearly that they want that, and they have a right to it. We don't want to be the reason to do that. And I said, and if we are the reason, the blame will be put on council, and all of you will have the eggs on your face, because you were not provided with all the information needed to cast a vote. Because that was my job, was to provide all the information to the city council so they can make a sound, just decision. It's not up to me to make the decision that impacts the city. It was up to me to provide the research so those who were elected by their constituents can do the job that they were sent to City Hall to do.
Do you think that your call to Alaska Airlines jeopardized the relationship between the airline and the city and the airport at all?
Not at all. Are they gone? And I guarantee you, if you call Alaska Airlines and ask them that same question, they're going to say no, that's absurd.
So how do you feel about that being cited as the reason for your termination? That you're contacting them is the reason that you were terminated?
I'm very appalled. I'm appalled that someone who's clearly doing the research for this great city, someone who's trying to help the citizens of this great city, someone who cares a lot about the public service that I've done, to be sent a letter like this is a slap to my face. Not just to me, but it's a slap to my family's face too. And that's what frustrates me the most. Is that it's not me that's impacted. It's my wife, it's my 6-year-old son, and it's my 4-year-old daughter. And I'm just one of at least 30 to 40 other employees within the city who have been fired or terminated or offered some settlement. Just one of. And it's unfortunate because the residents who helped build this city and who helped build this economy, who work for this city, I guarantee you that they are scared to death that they're going to be next.
Well, I wanted to get your ideas on, do you think that your firing has a chilling effect on other city employees? And if so, what is it?
Of course it does. Of course it does. There are employees who are on probation right now who have talked to me saying that they're scared to death about losing their job if they do something wrong, the mayor's going to come and fire them. It sends a huge chilling effect to where the general public cannot be served properly, knowing that these individuals that they're walking into, who are supposed to be there to serve them, could be gone the next day they come in. I didn't think I was going to be gone. No idea. Because I knew what my job entailed. I knew what it was supposed to be doing. But I didn't think I was going to be that guy. But I was next. I didn't know I was next, but I was next.
Do you think that your firing was politically motivated?
Of course I do.
Can you explain?
I think that the mayor is trying to show to show his muscle to the council, saying to tell the council that he's in charge and that it's going to be his way only. And he thinks the council did things to some of his staff, perhaps, or maybe it's perhaps it's something that involved with the budget. I don't know, but yes, I think I was a political pawn. But it's amazing that the mayor is trying to show his force with the council, and he forgets truly who he works for, and that's the citizens of this city. That they are the ones truly who are in charge.
Well, I'm curious about why, if the settlement offer had gone through, more than likely there would have been a clause in there that said you couldn't speak out to the public. So what is your motivation now to speaking out? Why?
Well, the mayor clearly said there was no offer. So he's the one who opened that door. So here I am.
What do you hope would be the outcome?
Well, I'm gonna leave that up to my attorney to figure out the next step, because I don't foresee this issue being over. Whether it's held within courts or whether it's held within the best court, in my opinion, which is the court of public opinion, is yet to be determined, because the people out there in Colorado Springs have to decide what they want. What they feel is in the best interest of them and their taxpayer dollars and their wallets. Because again, I want to reiterate, it's interesting that the mayor will do this to me, right? Or will say there's no offer, but yet he'll turn around and spend dollars on outside counsel when he has 20 plus lawyers and that's already being paid by the taxpayers, and he goes out and seeks a high power attorney to figure out my case. My case? It says a lot.
Why do you think they pulled the offer, or decided not to formalize the agreement?
I think it's probably for political reasons.
Okay.